Hey everyone, Aussie Viking to do another video on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta. Now, I know this is about almost a week since it finished, but I knew waiting there, DICE would be like, oh, we've made changes and stuff like that. So they've come out and said they made changes to things like the EE4, and they've buffed certain things, and they've lowered certain things, and they've changed certain things, you know. They've been saying that the points you get at the end of the game was capped at like 180, 200, so in the full game, it'll be very similar to the first game, where, you know, the better you did, the more points you get at the end and stuff like that. They said that the loot crates and stuff is actually quite different from the beta, which is, you know, fine. I always had a feeling that was actually going to happen. I literally went, alright, you know what, this is a beta, they're not going to give you everything, and so on and so forth. So I'm not really going to go too crazy into what I liked in terms of what I want changed and disliked and stuff like that, because a lot of the things that I liked and disliked, I knew were going to get changed by the end. And it will. Like, they've literally said they've changed a lot of it. To be truthful, I really liked it. This is a really good beta. So, I played in the beta around 25 at least hours of it. And I think at the most I was about 30, maybe 34, up to 35 hours all up. Which is really good when you consider in the full first game of Star Wars Battlefront 1, I've got about 50, 55 hours. So, in just a beta, I've hit over half of what I've done in the first game. And that was from a beta with 3 maps, 3 modes, and it was fun, and like obviously arcade and stuff. Although I did play like 2 hours on my computer with the arcade positives and, you know, upgrades sort of thing. Which I did, that was the last video that I put up, so you'll find it there. I loved it, and honestly, if you went by $1 an hour, which I don't usually go by $1 an hour. When I do $1 an hour, it's kind of like a game that I've played a lot, and it's like, I wonder how many hours I've played in this. So then you go in and you find out, and you're like, oh, it's 100 hours. So if I went by $1 an hour, bought the game for $30, you know, you get your money's worth and then some. And I haven't even got the game yet, and I've gotten a lot of my money's worth. So that's also nice. And just to think what the full game with free DLC is. Now, I've always said that this game will be a better game when you get to the end of its life cycle, when, you know, number 3 is on the horizon and they stop giving you updates for the second one. The finished game then was going to be perfect. Happened to the first game, it got a lot better, not perfect, but it did get a lot better by the end of its life cycle, and it's now a game that I would recommend, but on sale. So yeah, but this one I can already tell that I'm happy, and I'm going to talk about some things like that have been leaked today on Skirmish mode. But overall, for the beta, I loved it. I loved Takadana. I thought it looked great. It played great. There was this weird glitch though that people would do. I didn't actually like have any matches where they did that until the very end. Like once they extended the beta, the last 3 matches of the Takadana Strike, they had people going up to the very top of the building. The enemy team, the First Order. And what would happen is they go all the way to the top, and they die, like not die, they'd stay there, so they make it so that the room and all that is clumped with mines, and you'd have people just stay there, and basically they got points and stuff, and they made games go for like an hour on Strike where they should be like 15-20 minutes max. I never really understood it, because in the beta they not only was nothing really going to get carried over, all you get is a loot crate, which is something, but the points, like the way you get, like, you know, 1,000 kills and 1,000 points isn't really going to do much. It's just kind of like a time waster in a way. But I guess it's the good thing is it shows that they need to fix certain things and in the full game, so it kind of narrows out. It was interesting actually, and a bit fun to stay there and just mow down enemies and stuff. It was actually quite fun, but it's definitely something that needs to be fixed by the full game. And also like the clashing and stuff when you're in space and you can hit things and you automatically die when you're like, I never even hit that. I was not even near that. But again, it's a beta. I understood that. These things that I've been saying have been said 1,000 times before, and by looks of it, DICE have actually listened, and EA is like, yeah, go on, do it. What I'm most excited for is after the leak of Skirmish mode. So in the game, we're going to get arcade, which I talked about before. The full version is going to be a lot better than it was now, and it's going to basically, it's a mix between missions and not missions, okay? It's fun. I played, like, you know, a modded, opened version of it on PC, and it was fun as hell for what it had. It can only get better. But it's been leaked that by the leaker, some info, who leaked a lot of stuff, and he's been right, that Skirmish will come indeed in 2018 between, I think, 3 to 6 months after launch. So around March, I think he said, March, maybe a bit over, we'll get a big Skirmish update, which will allow you to play on every map. A lot of game modes. He didn't go specifics in a lot of game modes, but he left like a little picture up, which I'll stick on screen as I'm talking, and it's literally just this giant picture, and it's got things like, oh, you've got this, and you can do this, and you can make your own little settings up, which is kind of cool. There's also a single player mission thing in there, which I wonder if that's... So I do wonder if it means that we're going to be able to play, say, single player levels and change them up. Now, it does seem like it would be very complicated, but it would be very interesting if that was true. Because if that is true, I could also understand why they're waiting so long, so much later for Skirmish. So, I mean, it sucks that it's not at launch. But if they're going to be like, alright, we're going to wait and such because we want everybody to finish the campaign so then they can do this sort of stuff and not just jump in and have it ruined for them. You know, it could be that. But when I heard that they're basically going to get a Skirmish massive update, which even the developer said that like you will get updates later on Skirmish modes and offline modes once the game's out. Like I was like, we're gonna get it in the end. It does suck it's not at launch, but I mean, I guess more manpower making it and all that. So I've basically got everything I wanted from the first game. All three eras. Well, I really just wanted a prequel era, but all three eras. And to be honest, the Force, even though the Force First Order is just basically a rip-off of Empire, just, you know, shinier. They are very fun to play, so that was cool. Playing the original OT, I think we played them in the first game, so prequel trilogy is where I'm going to be at most of the time. And then we've got all these great maps, you know, Takadana, we're going to have, like, the space match, which is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to get to Clone War space, hopefully get Coruscant. We've got the heroes, which were really fun. To be truthful, in the beta, though, the best heroes were Maul and Han Solo. Han Solo, you throw his grenade, explode into a bunch of enemies, you got like a 10 kill streak already. Fun. Maul, just running in, killing a lot of enemies, running out. It was fantastic. Rey was good, but too weak. And in a way, Boba as well, but I've definitely seen people that have mastered them that have done really well. So if there's any buffs that are needed for Boba and Rey, it's minuscule. And they were just fun, though. They were absolutely fun. And I'm just really, really excited for what we get next. All I need is Anakin. Just you know, in the free updates, give me Anakin, give me more prequel maps, you know, Geonosis, Coruscant, the Jedi Academy. Just give me that. If you give me that, I'm going to be the happiest bloke in the world. But if they don't, I do think they'll give us that more so in the last game. Like, they're going to do, it's EA, they're going to do at least one last Battlefront game, Battlefront 3, and I'm really hoping they get 3 years development time, mainly because, just imagine, 3 studios, 3 years, it would be amazing, and basically everything they don't add into this game, by the end of its life cycle, would most likely be in that game, you'd hope at least. I do find it weird that they haven't brought over, like, Scarif and, what was the woman in the Scarif DLC and the Krennic? It was Krennic and I can't remember the other one's name. Geonosis. It's weird that they didn't bring those over because, to be truthful, out of the last game, Scarif really needed an update. It was a very iffy map. It wasn't the worst map ever, but it wasn't that good, to be truthful. At least they brought Death Star 2, which looks like it's going to be bigger. Bespin, unfortunately, is going to be in campaign only, which kind of sucks, but then again, they might be able to bring it over MP sometime. And I think Solace is the last one they haven't got. It's only in campaign, but not in multiplayer. It's a bit strange how some maps aren't in multiplayer and aren't. Who knows? Maybe they'll give us free content. I do hope we get like maybe one DLC pack of OT and that's it. Because to be truthful, Prequel Trilogy should be getting the most amount of content because it's got the most amount of content. It's got more content than the Sequel Trilogy, and it's got a lot more content than the original trilogy, and we've already had a shit ton of original trilogy stuff in the first game, including the DLC, so it's kind of like, I'm hoping they will give us more. I'll have to wait and see. A lot of the fans want that, so I'm sure they will. But honestly, I'm excited for this game. After playing so many hours, I just want to jump back in. I've already got my money's worth already, and I've only slightly paid for it because I got it pre-ordered on console, and they took like $20 out, and they'll take the rest out later on. So yeah, I'm just excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to play some Xbox One X when I get it. I can't wait to just sit down and loving Star Wars. I can't wait to finish it all, play a shit ton. I'm going to rewatch all the films and then do a video where I'm going to talk about each film before I watch it, after I watch it, and so on. I'm actually quite excited to actually do that. I just can't wait. As a Star Wars fan, I am giddy, and I've got a few Star Wars things coming up that I'm pretty excited about. Mainly, objects to have and, paying things off, like in my Kylo Ren figurine. I got a Darth Maul coming. I think in December actually. I think it'd be around December, May. Or by the time it ships and stuff, it'll probably be late January next year. But I'm pretty excited. Got some more ideas about the video things, taking photos and making stories over that. I got a few good ideas, and yeah, let's just say I'm in a very good creative control now. I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Star Wars Battlefront 2, including the skirmish sort of leak sort of thing. And yeah, that's Aussie Viking out soon. Valhalla. Bye.